Hey guys, I'm Nate. Welcome back to the kitchen, where today we are going to be boiling two different liquids to see what happens to them. I really don't know what's going to happen, especially with the milk. I've seen the result of boiling down some soda. It turns into this black goopy sludge that is mostly melted sugar with whatever other additives are inside some Coca-Cola. But milk, I don't know. I know there is condensed milk, and I don't know if that's just the same thing as boiling out some of the water, if there's anything added to that or taken away from it. And I'm also curious if boiling the milk down until it's more of a sludge or even something dry and hard is part of the steps moving toward extracting the lactose from the milk. Lactose is one of the ingredients that we use when we make our homemade smoke powder, and so I think it would be interesting if we can move toward getting all of those ingredients from their original sources rather than just buying them from a chemical company. Let's take both of these liquids, pour them into the pot, throw them on the stove, and see what happens if we boil away all of the water. Warm cola. Delicious. They say not to drink out of the carton, but no one else is gonna drink out of this, so it's only my germs. Both of these have quite a bit of liquid in them, and it's gonna take a long time for them to really heat up all the way. So let's give these, I don't know, probably 15 minutes to start getting hot. The plan is, once they both get to a rolling boil, I will turn the heat down to something more of a simmer, because I don't want either of them to boil over, and I don't want either of them to burn as the liquid evaporates. Despite wanting to prevent any boilovers by lowering the temperature, the milk still decided to expand in volume quite a bit and just boiled right over the sides of the pot. The soda really seems to be evaporating a lot faster than the milk. I'm not sure if the difference is just caused by the amount of heat or the different amount of surface area in the two different pots, but the soda level has dropped considerably, while the level of the milk seems like it's only gone down a little bit so far. The milk really likes to develop a skin on the top if it's not constantly being stirred. I don't know if that prevents it from losing any moisture at all, but it is interesting to watch it happen. There's also quite a buildup of milk residue on the side of the pot that it's heating up in. Gross. Our Coca-Cola has started to cook to a point that it can no longer really be described as Coca-Cola. Just a couple of minutes ago, if I passed the spatula through it, you were able to see the white bottom of this pot. Now when I try and pass the spatula through it, it seems that it's been stained dark brown or black. Whatever this substance is, it's very foamy and lightweight and smells very little like Coca-Cola. I leaned over the pot and some of the steam got in my eyes, and that was very uncomfortable. Might be smoke more than steam at this point. I don't know if there's any liquid left in here. Burnt sienna color paint, almost. That looks like tar. Gross. Hope this pot isn't ruined forever. It's a nice pot. Well, here is what happens with our Coca-Cola. It is burned, it is black, it is disgusting. It does not smell like Coca-Cola. The steam or smoke or whatever it is that's rising off of it is very painful if it gets in your eyes. Barely liquid. It's interesting how it keeps bubbling. Like I flatten it down and it just kind of re-inflates itself. And I don't know where that's coming from. I really don't think there's any carbon dioxide left in this from the carbonation of the soda, but something keeps making it kind of inflate back up as it stays hot. I've run out of space to stretch. This is going over 3 feet, maybe about 4 feet, going from the pot up to the spatula, which is touching the ceiling. And as these cool off, they get more brittle. There you go, there's your Coca-Cola right there, just shards of crystalline something. All right, let's see what this tastes like. Oh, it's just pure burned. It's just carbon. Ugh. Oh, that's bad. Don't eat that, guys. Don't boil Coca-Cola down until it's a burned, disgusting mess and then eat it. You'll regret it. Our milk is still boiling away on the stove. Because it has a tendency to boil over if the heat is really high, we've had to keep it on much lower heat, so it is taking quite a while to evaporate. Our milk has now been boiling for quite a while, several hours in fact, and it's gotten to a point where the consistency and color have definitely changed. Some of the color may be because at times this has started to burn and we're getting a little bit of burned milk color in here. There's also a few little chunks of what I think have been the milk as it dehydrated on the side of the pot and then fell into the mixture. If I scrape the spatula along the bottom, you can see what looks like just this weird series of bubbles formed, and anyone who has trypophobia is probably just gonna hate the look of that because it looks gross. I'll be honest, it's just really nasty looking. It smells bad. It doesn't smell like milk at all. It's just an indistinct something is burning smell. And I don't know if it's curdled or if that's just the bits that formed a skin on the top and then I kept mixing them in and now there's not enough liquid for it to re-dissolve back in there. It's a lot thicker on the bottom than I thought it was too. I thought it was just like a super thin layer, but pretty thick layer, and the bottom of it is just black already. I may someday want to try a different approach to this, and instead of boiling off the water from the milk, just putting it in a dehydrator and letting that run for a day or several days until we've had all of the moisture leave the milk, but without the danger of burning or scalding it as we do so. It's a sauce territory now. We've left the drink category and we're now deep into sauces, and not good sauces either. I don't really want to, but I feel like I have a duty to taste this stuff. Normally I love milk. I'm not eager about this at all. I don't know how to describe that taste. It doesn't taste like milk. It's not as pure burned flavor as the completely burned up Coca-Cola. Well, there's a little bit of the cheese flavor to it, not like a lot, but a little bit of something that tastes kind of like cheese, but then mixed with burned. Not like the good kind of burned cheese where you like fry it and it gets a little bit crispy and that's really good. That's not this. At this point, I'm probably gonna call this. I don't really want to keep going, or I think I'll just do nothing but fill the kitchen with smoke and it's gonna smell even worse. That was milk. That was half a gallon of milk. I started out today wondering what would happen if we boiled away all of the water in some Coca-Cola and some milk, and the result for both of them is very different, but they are both pretty gross. Turns out drinks need to have their liquid in them. The Coca-Cola turned into a dark bubbly syrup, and then by pulling it out as it was kind of burning, we got these long fibrous strands that just sort of shatter into dust. And then the milk turned into this orangey, brownish looking, disgusting goop that I wouldn't really know how to describe that. It's just like, I got nothing. Like if you blended up some meat and vegetables together, maybe you'd get, it's just, looks kind of like vomit, I guess. Hey, that's pleasant. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber yet, just hit the bomb to get in the club. If you missed our last video or want to watch it again, just click up here at the top. Click down there if you want to see what the internet thinks that you should watch next. That's it for now. Have fun, be safe, and see you tomorrow.